Yard sale. All right, so this is Piers Morgan on Ben Shapiro's Conversation.
Eyes.
So what do you make of the broader argument that's been made about Brexit and President Trump as part of the same generalized phenomenon that you're seeing in other countries in Europe as well? You've seen it in Italy, you're starting to see it in some of the Nordic countries, that there is a resistance to a generalized elite, people who want to control your life from top down, who may not take...
Yeah, a generalized elite.
Who may sneer at you. It seems to me...
A generalized elite who sometimes sneers at you.
Let's say almost like they look at you like cattle.
Right. I wish there was a word for that.
Yeah.
that
Populism is rising because liberals have become unbearable. And I speak as a liberal, okay? In my core, I'm probably more liberal than not. Although fundamentally, I see myself as a journalist and I'd like to see both sides of all these things. And I can argue both. But liberals have become utterly, pathetically illiberal. And it's a massive problem. What's the point of calling yourself a liberal if you don't allow anyone else to have a different view? You know, this snowflake culture that we now operate in, the victimhood culture, everyone has to think a certain way, behave a certain way. Everyone has to, have a bleeding heart and tell you 20 things that are wrong with them. And I just think it's all completely skewed to an environment where everyone's offended by everything.
It's the only one I could find.
No, I'm just joking. It's Polish on the bottom.
And no one's allowed to say a joke. If you said a joke 10 years ago that offended somebody, you can never host the Oscars, So now there's no host for anything.
Yeah, no, but again, and everybody's been cheering Piers Morgan on going, and he's not wrong. And no one's saying he's wrong here, but it's the same thing like how everyone was loving John Cleese. Yeah, I know.
I'm listening. I'm listening just like Ben does.
It's the same thing. Everyone's cheering John Cleese about the PC culture. You guys helped build this. Like, you know what I mean? They helped build this culture. They're the ones that were cheering on. Not as big, right? But you kept giving them an inch. These Piers Morgan and all that, and the Jon Stewarts, and everyone's like, they used to not be PC and funny. But you guys built this. You guys were cheering these people on. You were the one uplifting all these victims. Look at these victims. Look how terrible they are to these victims. Why don't you just let people fuck on the street? Sex should be whatever. Boobs, who cares? It doesn't matter. And now when the chickens come home to roost, they're like, how did this happen? Because you allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? You allowed this victimhood, and now you're seeing, holy shit, they went further than I wanted them to go. Now I can't even make a joke. Now I can't even say something on Twitter.
The Emmys now just said they're not going to have a host either. So hosts have gone. And soon
Ben Shapiro sleeps in that fucking posture, just...
Yeah, he actually has one of the stand-up beds, like the Coneheads.
Fucking looks like he sleeps in a coffin, right? Like
that Coneheads reference should have got more, man.
Sorry.
That was a good joke. I'm sorry, but I don't know. That was a good one.
It's just sorry.
It's okay.
The award winner will go because everyone's a human and they're all flawed. So no one can win awards anymore because there will be no platform before they even get on the podium. So then no hosts, no stars, then no
black, no Jews, and no gays.
One can make any movies because we're all flawed. So no actors, right? So suddenly, where are we? The liberals get what they want.
And you still want nobody to have guns, though. Like, see, like, it doesn't matter to me because you're saying, man, what they're doing to the First Amendment is wrong, but you shit on the Second all the time. Like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, you're all against gun ownership, and Ben wants all Jews to own guns, and I think that is at least a compromise.
Seems problematic.
Which is a humorless void where nothing happens. When no one dare do anything.
That's, by the way, that's the new tagline for the Daily Wire. A humorless void where nothing happens. Daily Wire.
Everything's just white.
It looks like a Coen Brothers movie.
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Or laugh about anything. Or behave in any way that doesn't suit their rigid way of leading a life. No thanks. So what's happening around the world? Populism is rising because people are fed up with the PC culture. They're fed up with snowflakery. They're fed up with everyone being offended.
Man, when boomers started using snowflakes, it was just
the end of everything.
They are
anything they touch turns to shit.
It really is terrible.
They have the reverse Midas touch.
It really is terrible.
By everything, and they're gravitating to forceful personalities who go, "This is all nonsense," which, by the way, it is in most cases. So why are we surprised? I'm not surprised. It doesn't mean to say that I agree with a lot of it.
You created a lot of it. Nobody. People have been telling people like this, you're creating this. you're making it happen. And we talk about it all the time. It's like, oh, you know, just like gay people get married, like who cares? It's not like they're going to start having sex with children. And then you get Desmond is Amazing, and you're like, well, you know, they kind of are having sex with children, but let them. Like, you know what I mean? It's this slippery slope. Like, you have to draw the line in the sand somewhere. And the problem is now it's gone too far. Now it's eating you up and it's eating everybody up. Because I guarantee you there's some shit that you've written, Piers, that people would look at now and call it, you know, I can't believe he said that. What a fucking terrible person. And now you're worried because it's coming after you. When it was eating everybody else, nobody cared. You notice that? When it was eating everybody else, when it was eating your enemies, when it was fucking eating Alex Jones, who, by the way, this motherfucker didn't defend Alex Jones.
Yeah, he's still not defending him.
He didn't fucking defend Alex Jones. You know, and that's what happens. You always say it. Just in the two years we've been doing this show. We've seen it from the beginning. It's like nobody gave a shit. Like Mike always points out, forget Alex Jones. When it was Andrew Anglin, when it was a Daily Stormer, nobody cared because he's an evil Nazi. Then they take Alex Jones and, well, he don't think his kid died in Sandy Hook, so fuck him. But now when they start taking mainstream people down and you went from having a CNN show to hosting Good Morning Britain, so you got to downgrade too, homeboy. So stop pretending that, you know, having the world's funniest dog that you do these segments in the morning. Now you're a fucking journalist. You created this mess. All of you motherfuckers created this mess. Jon Stewart's smarminess created this mess. You made all the people that were fighting for what they believed in, for their morals, for family values, you made them all look like crazy Christian lunatics who never wanted you to have sex. And now the few people that were actually fighting for that, were actually fighting for some sort of moral base. We're actually saying, hey, people just say whatever the fuck they want. I don't care. Leave me alone. Leave me. You turn them all into cartoon villains. And now you're wondering why there's no opposition to this. They're running wild because you destroyed any opposition to it. You made being I don't use Republican, but being even right leaning, you made it terrible. You made it corny. You know, and I'm not saying a lot of boomers didn't help. You boomers are complicit too for making the right wing look cringe and stuff like snowflakery and saying shit like that. But you took away any natural predators that these people have, and now they're going to come at you because you misgendered a fucking robot in Borderlands, you know? But I don't feel you don't get any credit from me if you helped create it. You don't get to start the fire and then put it out and go, "I'm a hero." No, you're not. You're an arsonist who now grew a conscience, Piers.
But it means I can understand it. And I understand why the liberals, my side, if you like, are getting it so horribly wrong. They just want to tell people not just how to lead their lives, but if you don't lead it the way I tell you to. You know, it's a kind of version of fascism.
Oh, by the way, Mike, I don't know if you know this. The left are the real fascist.
No, it is. Guy. I hate him. I hate that these two are now worming together.
And now everybody, have you not seen all the right-wing boomers retweeting this and going,
of course.
Yeah, I don't like Piers, but what he said was right.
He's so based.
He's right. When he was trying to take our guns away and the Second Amendment was for faggots, we forgot all about that because he's going against snowflakery. He's pandering to you, you idiots. How do you not see him pandering to you?
You don't lead the life the way I'm telling you to. Then I'm going to ruin your life. I'm going to scream abuse at you. I'm going to get you fired from your job. I'm going to get you hounded by your family and friends. I'm going to make you the most disgusting human being in the world.
And we'll name him Ben Shapiro.
Because you said a joke 10 years ago. And that's the attitude we're now operating in. It takes forceful personalities to rise above it. Donald Trump rose up and went like Godzilla. Okay, you want to fight? I'm here. And guess what? Millions of people in Middle America went, that's our guy. That's our guy.
Well, also, he ran against Hillary Clinton. I mean, do you want to be fair here? Like, he ran against probably one of the most hateable people that's ever run.
In history. Not that's ever run. One of the most hateable people in history.
All of history?
Yes.
Are you including like Genghis Khan?
I would have voted for Jeffrey Epstein before I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Jeffrey, wow. You're right. She's
because
probably
he fucks him. At least he doesn't kill him.
Well, that we know of anyway. Yeah, we don't know if he's killed one or two
that we know of.
But Hillary has a bigger body.
Yeah, she has confirmed.
she got a kill streak. She unlocked a tactical nuke.
She's the Chris Kyle of political murder.